Welcome to Booked for Two, the podcast where a married couple dives into epic stories, wild worlds, and sometimes questionable romances.
Basically, I'm here for the epic fantasies, dragons, battles, and way too much lore. Think Lord of the Rings meets a Wikipedia rabbit hole.
And I'm here for the emotional chaos. Think smuttier fantasies, heartbreaks, and the moments that make you gasp or throw your book.
She's the heart and soul. I'm the deep dive into every detail you didn't know you needed. Together, we'll tackle characters, plots, and themes one chapter at a time.
So whether you're team lore or team feels, grab your book, get comfy, and let's turn the page together.
We are so close to the end of this book. It's been a ride, emotional to say the least, as evidenced by the TikTok of you crying.
Listen, I don't think we can afford any more Kleenex.
At this point, we should just buy stock in them. We have 6 more books to go still, too.
Listen, from everything I've seen on Book Talk, you're going to have a lot more video editing of me crying to do if you keep this up.
Well, speaking of getting emotional, let's recap last week's gut-wrenching episode, shall we?
Yes. Okay, last week was rough, y'all. I don't know about you, but I'm still recovering. Nehemia was murdered. Celaena and Chaol's relationship is burnt to the ground. And then Celaena, in true unhinged assassin fashion, went and got her revenge. So Grave is no more, which is good news.
And let's not forget the riddle-solving saga. She figured out one of them, used Damaris for answers like it was some kind of fantasy magic 8-ball, only to end up with another riddle, because why not? Meanwhile, Dorian is out here accidentally getting stronger. His magic is leveling up, and he's having secret chats with Baba Yellowlegs about how magic works. You know, the casual prince things. Oh, and Chaol's dad is in town, because clearly things weren't dramatic enough.
But this week, we're heading back to that iron door under the library. Celaena is about to have the most unsettling chat with Baba Yellowlegs, and trust me, shit is about to go down. So, are we ready for chapters 38 through 45? Buckle up, because this ride is not slowing down.
As always, we must do our shameless plug, because without it, we wouldn't be able to reach other wonderful people in our book lovers communities. So please be sure to subscribe, follow, and review our show on your favorite podcast platform. Your support means everything to us.
Make sure you're following us on social media for behind-the-scenes content, sneak peeks, and updates. Plus, every Saturday, Sunday, we'll post the chapters we're covering in the next episode so you can read along with us.
And now, exciting news. We have a Discord. Want to scream about plot twists in real time, theories, unhinged book rants at 2 a.m.? We've got a space for that. Join our growing bookish chaos crew by grabbing the link from our socials or in the episode description below. Come hang out. We promise it's fun and you won't be judged for your fictional crushes.
We also want you to get to know us. So join us every Wednesday evening at 8 p.m. Central for a live Q&A on our YouTube and TikTok profiles. This week's question: which book character would be the absolute worst person to go on a road trip with?
Oh, and stickers and bookmarks are now available, whether you want to deck out your water bottle, Kindle, laptop, or just pretend to be organized with a cute bookmark. We've got you covered. Get them at bookedfor2.com or through the link in our socials.
And before we dive in, this episode contains spoilers for Throne of Glass and Crown of Midnight. So if you're not caught up, consider this your official warning.
Also, fair heads up, this is an adult content show. We swear, we talk about murder, morally questionable characters, and let's be real, there's a good chance we're going to discuss some spicy scenes in graphic detail.
If you're looking for a wholesome book club experience, well, that's adorable, but you might be in the wrong place.
Oh, and mark your calendars because we've got some exciting episodes coming up. Next week is our finale of Crown of Midnight, and the following week, we're doing our review, rating, and tinfoil hat theories episode of the book. That gives you one extra week to get ready for the Assassin's Blade, which you can grab from the link in the episode description below or on our link tree in our socials.
And while you're waiting for Assassin's Blade, we have a special episode dropping Monday, March 31st. Our spoiler-free and spoiler review of Fourth Wing.
Woo!
Yes, we finally joined the Empyrean. Took us a while, but hey, we made it.
And now it's time to dive into chapters 38 through 45 of Crown of Midnight.
Yeah, so let's turn the page.
Don't hate, congratulate. It's chapter 38.
Secrets scrolled away. Out in the game park, the dry grass poking through the last stubborn patches of snow, we find Celaena and Fleetfoot. But there's no playing, no excited barking, no joyful leaps through the frost. Fleetfoot is just waiting, staring behind her, waiting for someone who is never going to come. Cue the waterworks.
I'm tired of crying.
I almost didn't make it through that
Yeah,
just now.
this is starting to get old. Well, Celaena had no trouble slipping out of the castle. No guard stopping her, no weird security checks, nothing. But somehow she just kept accidentally running into Rhys. It's like bumping into your ex at a grocery store 6 times in one aisle. She knew damn well he was reporting back to Chaol, just like she knew Chaol had heard that song at Nehemia's grave last night. Then she hurled a stick, and she didn't hear it land. Excuse me, how far can this girl throw? Are we sure she's not secretly auditioning for the Terracin Olympic team?
Nice. Well, meanwhile, Dorian has spent half the night in the library hunting for anything about magic. He's looking in every nook and cranny, probably even checked under a table just in case the magic books were playing hide and seek. But guess what? Not one book. Very suspicious. Almost like someone went on a magical book burning spree.
Likely scenario.
And then footsteps. He's actually practiced this. He grabs the safe book from his jacket and flips to a random page like he's deeply engrossed in a totally normal and not suspicious read. Enter Celaena and Fleetfoot, who, let's be honest, is probably about to bring pure chaos into this very quiet library. And Dorian, he's feeling all kinds of awkward because, oh yeah, the last time they interacted, he was pretty sure he was looking death in the face. And now he just gets to have a casual chat. No big deal. It's totally fine, except for the part where he still actually has nightmares about it.
Now he keeps it light. No sudden movements, no dramatic topics. Basically, he's treating her like a skittish cat that might bolt if he breathes wrong. She seems a little more like herself, and he's not about to ruin that. She's got some papers in her hand, and he offers her help to find whatever book she's looking for. But nope, she folds them away real quick. Suspicious. I bet those papers don't say top 10 must-read romances. She claims she just wanted a walk, not a book. And then, here comes the chaos. There goes Fleetfoot, absolutely booking it through the library with the librarian in full Banshee mode, chasing after her. Celaena, being Celaena, hits him with the most sarcastic,
"Shh, we're in the library."
Wow, this poor guy's losing his mind. That's iconic.
And Dorian, in classic Dorian fashion, is like, what if that scroll was important? But Celaena, she just shrugs and jokes, hey, the librarian looks like he could use a little exercise. And then it happens. A smile? A real one. Not the unhinged, I will burn this place down smile that she had flashed at the king the other day. This was a real, genuine smile. And then, plot twist, she apologizes. She says she hasn't been herself recently. And Dorian, being the overthinker / underthinker that he is, has this little mental spiral, wondering if maybe the mask just slipped and it's back in place now, something that's always been there, confusing. But instead of saying all of that, he just goes with,
I understand.
And apparently, that was the magic password, because just like that, everything shifts.
No, Chaol's not hiding. Not from his father, not from Celaena, not from his newly clingy guards. He just happens to think the library is a nice, quiet, secluded place where no one will bother him. Totally normal, not suspicious at all. Then, through the stacks, he hears Celaena and Dorian talking, and damn, she looks different, relaxed even. And his brain immediately short circuits. Why are they here together? He hates that it's not him beside her, but at the same time, he's just relieved she's talking to someone.
And then enter Censal, the head librarian, who's got problems. And by problems, I mean he's fully ready to throw someone in the dungeons over what he's calling the beast that's been terrorizing the library. Fleetfoot, obviously. And what exactly did this so-called beast destroy? Well, it's an invaluable, ancient, irreplaceable scroll. Nope, it's just a letter from his friend. Chaol is mildly annoyed because, come on, man, it's just a letter. But then Censal actually dropped something interesting. There's been some creepy stuff happening in the library. Some cloaked figures skulking through the stacks at all hours of the night. And Chaol, being Chaol, says he'll totally look into the beast situation. But really, hang on, he's got questions of his own.
What's really haunting him? That song. The one Celaena sang at Nehemia's grave. The words won't leave his head. You will always be my enemy. She's still hiding something and he knows it. That night, it had almost slipped. Whatever was buried deep inside her had clawed its way out for just a second. He needs to be ready when it happens again. The librarian, being absolutely no help, tells him most laments and funeral dirges were never written down and definitely wouldn't have made it into this library. And then plot twist, the common language of Terracin was just the same common tongue as everyone else. No one's spoken another language there in 1,000 years, which means Celaena didn't just pull that song from some old dusty book. She sang it like she knew it, like it was in her blood. And suddenly the whole thing is feeling like less of a girl with a mystery past and more of a Bridgerton-level secret nobility identity reveal.
Oh, then what the hell language was she singing? And Cecil, just casually dropping game-changing lore, is like, oh yeah, I did hear once that the High Court of Terracin sang their laments in the language of the Fae. And that is the moment that Chaol's blood freezes. Because, sure, maybe everyone in Terracin knew these songs, right? But Cecil kills that theory too. Because those songs, those were sacred. Only those of noble blood were ever taught them. They were sung in secret, whispered through the trees, buried under the light of the moon. And after the slaughter 10 years ago, there was no one left to sing them. No one except...
Chaol books it out of there. He's got too many damn questions. What noble house did she belong to? Her parents had been murdered by the king. And what had she done in response? The only thing a noble-born daughter of Terracin could do to survive. She hid herself in the Assassin's Keep.
To escape death, she became death. Yeah, I'm going to need that on a shirt now, like yesterday. So no matter which way you spin it, if Terracin were to rise again and she decided to take back the mantle she lost, she'd be a powerhouse. She could stand against Otterlin. She wasn't just his enemy. She was the greatest threat he had ever encountered. Oh my goodness.
Now let's head back to the beginning. Scene 1, she's out there with Fleetfoot. So this looks like a scene that's showing the acceptance level of grief. You think?
I definitely think so. The sadness of it, but her confirming to the dog, like, yeah, she's not coming back.
Well, it's a sad moment because Nehemia would usually go out there with her and Fleetfoot.
Kept looking for her, looking back for her, expecting her to come up, but
yeah,
okay.
Sad moment for Fleetfoot, Celaena, but Celaena's finally accepting.
Yeah.
So speaking of acceptance, so Dorian is accepting the fact that she needs a little bit of time still.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so he's keeping it light with her after they ran into each other in the library.
But at least she's talking to him, so that's nice.
That is a plus, yes. And there was a brief moment where we got a smile from her thanks to Fleetfoot causing some chaos in the library. That was awesome.
A real genuine smile, something he hasn't seen in a while. And it seems like his heart was warmed by that. Like, oh, okay, maybe that person is back now. But he's also kind of suspicious about it. So
no, I can see being suspicious because now it's which Celaena
is the real Celaena.
Yeah, Celaena before when we met her in Endovier, or the Celaena that he has come to know in Otterland together.
Well, I mean, even then, when Nehemia died, there was a whole other Celaena. So he's seen several. So which of them is real? So that's what's playing with him here. That's a lot to take in. So he's definitely treading lightly, and good for him. And good for him for saying he understands, because that was the magic key that helped her relax and actually talk to him. So good on him for noticing that.
Well, it's also another moment where they're finally talking to each other. So the whole time in Crown of Midnight, since they've broken up, they've never really talked to each other, and now they're finally speaking.
That had been so frustrating this whole time. I am so glad that they are finally talking.
Yes, and guess who has now seen them talking? Chaol. And Chaol sees this as emotional pain for him. However, he is happy that she is talking to someone. So it hurts that it's not him. He still wants to be that guy, which I totally get. But he also understands that he's not going to be that guy anymore. And at least she's opening up to somebody. Kind of sucks it's Dorian because of the past, the romantic past. But
yeah, I'm glad that she's talking to him. And I know Chaol is glad that there's some movement in that arena. But that's not why he's in the library.
No. But do you think he's hiding from something?
Oh, he's definitely hiding. Like, when other time has he talked about going to the library? Unless it was with Celaena.
Well, I think he's doing this to hide his feelings. He's keeping himself busy by figuring out, oh, what's that song that she sung? I need to find out. Someone does that. Yeah, that's his way of grieving, is keeping himself busy and not sitting in his feelings.
So he's doing busy work instead of going through the stages. Oh, okay, that tracks. Is that a guy thing?
It is a guy thing. Well, also his asshole father's there, so he's really got nowhere to go. So he's definitely hiding from his father, like it said, and he's doing busy work to keep out of his head.
Well, now
Stay out of the
he
fields.
can't help it because he thinks he's onto something.
Yes. So definitely royalty.
Or nobility.
Nobility. Yeah,
Nobility at the very least.
Yes, because the librarian Sentinel said that only the people of noble blood in Terracin knew those songs because that language died out over 1,000 years ago.
Yeah, no other language had been spoken there minus the common tongue for 1,000 years. That's crazy.
So it sounds like what they're doing in Elway by only teaching Elwayans the word marks, like only the nobility of Terracin got to learn that language.
It's like compartmentalizing information.
Yeah, well, it's also a Fey language. And if you think about Brannon is Fey lineage, so the Galathinius line is Fey lineage. So not everyone in Terracin is Fey. There's humans, so they don't need to know Fey music because it's not part of their heritage. So it makes sense that that humans wouldn't know a Fey song because it's not their heritage.
I'll be interested to see if there's a reason why only they know. So, that's intriguing.
All right, so real quick, let's slap on our tinfoil hat. What is in the library that Sensel was talking about? He said a cloaked figure. So are we talking the same one that was outside the library the night Celaena tried to go?
I mean, that would make sense because it's in the library, outside the library, hanging out, skulking around the library. And that was at the nighttime, midnight probably, because everything was at midnight for her.
And we're still thinking that it's possibly other world related?
I'm thinking like demon, right? Because the blue light flash or whatever. Yeah, I'm going with demon.
All right, so that tinfoil hat's done. One more. Well, we already talked about her being noble born. Yeah. I still think she's Aelin. You think she's Aelin.
I think she's Aelin.
That's a small itty bitty tinfoil hat because I think we're 100% on that one.
Yeah, and now Chaol knows that she's noble born, or he assumes that she's noble born, right? Yeah. What?
Next week is our last episode. $20 says that's going to be the big reveal is her being Aelin. At the end is going to be her Aelin. That's going to be the big reveal.
Listen, if it's not that, and it's not until we get to what's going to be book 4 for us, I might have a heart attack.
Well, I'm okay with that being the big reveal because that's not like a huge cliffhanger for me. So I'm okay with jumping to Assassin's Blade and being like, okay, well, let's see how Aelin became Celaena. That's cool. But I'm hoping there's not like a huge cliffhanger. Then we're jumping back to the prequel and we're like, shit.
I'm going to lose my mind if there's like a huge cliffhanger.
I don't know. Everything I've heard said is after Heir of Fire, going back to Assassin's Blade is the hardest because there's a huge cliffhanger in Heir of Fire. They said going from Crown of Midnights to Assassin's Blade isn't too bad.
And that was the order she wrote them in. So
well, exactly. But they said it's going to be a big emotional thing for us going this way, which more tissues. Yay, more sealing and more tissues.
Are you ready to turn the page?
Let's go. I can't think of a rhyme for chapter 39.
Then you will always have a place here. Celaena is back on her assassin shit, and honestly, we're here for it. She's posted up on the rooftop, doing some good old-fashioned surveillance on Archer's townhouse this time. And let me tell you, this man is living his best socialite double life. Dinner parties, fancy guests, the whole 9 yards. Celaena bought him a little extra time by turning in Mullison, but that does not mean that she actually wants to deal with him.
Then that guard shows up, the one that had the nerve to stand between her and Chaol. And he's not alone. He's got 2 guards of his own now. Wonder why. And he's the last one out at the end of the night. When the other 2 guards come back, she finally gets a better look at him. Shoulder length, dark hair, check. Tan skin of a young man, check. Arm to the damn teeth, check. He looks like he stepped straight out of an Assassin's Creed cutscene.
Then, out of nowhere, he throws some classy hand gestures at Archer. No idea what they were talking about, but honestly, she can't be bothered to give a shit because, right now, what is there left to care about? And somehow, despite everything, Celaena finds herself standing at the foot of Dorian's tower. The guards don't even bat an eye. Just give her a quick pat down for weapons and let her through. Which, first of all, kind of insulting. Bold of them to assume that if she wanted to smuggle in a weapon that she wouldn't be able to.
Right.
Anyway, she didn't even know why she was here. Every interaction lately felt exhausting. But Dorian had invited her to dinner, and well, here she was.
Celaena gets her first look inside Dorian's tower, and honestly, it's way cozier than expected. Almost shabby. Then there's the books everywhere on all available surfaces and some not available ones. She immediately starts roasting him for it, and he just laughs, a sound she didn't realize she needed to hear. He explains that he doesn't like having the servants clean because they put stuff away, and then it disappears into the void forever. And honestly, I feel that. My mess might look like chaos, but I know exactly where everything is. Then we get a little side quest update. Roland has apparently not been up Dorian's ass as much lately. Turns out the guy's been suffering from awful headaches and has backed off. Tragic.
Headaches, huh?
Headaches. Dorian orders food, offers wine, and where exactly are they supposed to eat in this disaster zone? Are they supposed to just bounce plates on top of precariously stacked books and hope for the best?
It sounds like it. Well, while he's busy trying to clear a space, he casually drops the same question I've been asking this whole time. Why did she decide to join him when she's made it painfully clear that she doesn't want to be around him or anyone? And before she can even think up a clever deflection, the truth slips out. She has nowhere else to go. Dorian finally looks at her, really looks at her, and with all the kindness in the world, he just says,
Then you will always have a place here.
Goddamn ceiling leaking all over my desk.
Right? Over dinner, Genevieve learns a new word, lachrymose.
Which means tearful or given to weeping.
So
Come on.
just like Celaena, huh?
Come on.
It's a big day for vocabulary. Meanwhile, Dorian is clocking every little change in Celaena. She's more guarded, careful with her words. But there are these moments where sorrow creeps in and she thinks she's not looking. And of course, he is looking.
He knows she didn't mean it as an insult. He knows she just needs a place that isn't haunted by memories of Nehemia and Chaol. And a part of him, an awful part of him, is glad that she cut Chaol out. And he hates himself for it. Because, okay, did he ever really let her go? Or was that just something he told himself and Nehemia?
Now, the next afternoon, we're back in the tomb with Celaena and our favorite snarky door knocker, Mort. She's tearing through everything, desperate to find anything that matches the riddle that's been slowly eating her sanity. Then, in peak dramatic fashion, she stands right between the sarcophagi and declares,
It's staring me in the face. I know it.
And I'm over here screaming at the page, yes, Celaena, it's right there. Look to your right or left, whichever side Elena's sarcophagus is on. The answer is inside you all along fantasy bullshit, and I need her to get there faster because I'm about to lose my goddamn mind.
Me too. And then she comes up with, well, what if I find someone who has the sight? Maybe they would be able to see something differently. But Mort, ever the buzzkill, informs her, listen, when magic disappeared, those with the gift of sight also lost it. But they both know what she's thinking. And they both know it's a very bad idea. All right, so let's start at the top. Celaena is spying on Archer's townhouse and she sees Chaol's warehouse guard, this tool. He's young. He has 2 bodyguards of his own. So who the hell is this guy?
That's a good question. Now, the way SJM wrote him, do you think he was meant to be sexy or just like an important character we should pay attention to him kind of thing?
I'm not sure. I felt like there were several things that were said like, oh, that's kind of sexy. But then there was also just descriptives of, hey, this person might be important. Why would they give this information? We didn't hear that information about anybody else. So he's important in some manner.
Yeah, because anytime like there's just some random guard or random dude, she doesn't describe him in this much detail. So this person has to be important.
Yeah.
That's what I feel.
Yeah. Somebody important. Don't know his name. Got our eyes on that guy. All right.
All right. We're watching you.
I'm watching you. And then Celaena decides to go to dinner with Dorian. Good for her. I'm glad she is accepting and she's reaching out. But then he finds out the sad reason is that she feels like she has nowhere else to go.
Well, neither one of them have anybody. We talked about how Dorian has been lonely this entire book. And now Celaena feels that loneliness. All they really have is each other right now.
So trauma bonding.
Yeah, trauma bonding. But now Chaol's like out there all alone. It's almost like one person's left out standing in the cold.
Maybe this is why they always say like love triangles never work. Because
Right?
one person's always left out in the cold.
Yeah, I'm hoping that this book gets us out of that love triangle and we can just move on from this.
Yeah.
I'm
too.
ready to move on from it. Now, we did learn something important about Roland.
Yes.
He's getting headaches.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Now, he has a ring as well, right?
Yes.
Tane, as far as we know, never got a ring.
As far as we know.
But she still got the headaches and all that. We know that they were messing with her, with, controlling her and all that stuff.
But we don't know if Kane got headaches. I didn't hear anything about Kane getting headaches, but he had a ring. Borrington has a ring, and he doesn't say anything about headaches.
Right. So Roland's getting headaches. So are they experimenting on him with something?
I mean, they've got to be. And then they had to do something to Nehemia too?
Or does anybody who messes with the other world get the headaches and hear the bat wing? So do the King and Borrington hear that it just hasn't been written on the book yet? Do they hear it as well now that they know about it? You know what I'm saying? Like once you've been introduced to that. But then again, Celaena doesn't hear it.
What if they took the ring from Roland when he started like hanging out more with Dorian and that blocks it? But he like was kicked out of the He-Man Woman Hater Club and maybe that's what blocked. Oh, maybe. I like the contact thing, but Celaena would still be having issues,
Yeah,
right?
I was
Because
just-
her face was
Mhm.
pressed in. Okay.
Yeah, she got the full, like, in your
Full-
face.
yeah.
So I would think if
Full-on
anybody would
contact.
remember, I mean, she has nightmares, but that's normal. I would have nightmares too, but she's
Yeah.
not having the same headaches as Roland or Caltaine.
I wonder if that's related to her royal blood. Or noble
That's a good
blood.
question.
Yeah, okay.
So another scene change, and it's kind of a short one, just kind of shows that Dorian still has feelings for Celaena, which is, the exact opposite of a tinfoil hat,
Yeah, we knew
whatever that is.
Yeah.
Like, what's the opposite of a tinfoil hat?
Parchment paper placemat. I don't know.
Like a parchment fedora.
Yes, there we go. I
Right?
like
I
it.
don't know. But everyone knows, yes, Dorian, we know you're still in love with Celaena. We got it.
Yeah, nice try though. We didn't believe you for 1 second.
Now let's get to a little bit tinfoil hat in a scene that is just pissing us off because it's in front of your face. The first item is right next to you. Just look over, look down.
It feels so frustrating. It feels so clearly obvious.
We know why authors do this because
do.
they need the character to, go on an adventure and stuff. But at least one item you can be like, oh, it's right there. And then go on the adventure for the other two.
To be fair, it is right there. She just
It
has
is.
to look down.
And
a little bit.
I assume she's very smart as a person.
Yeah.
I don't have some genius level IQ, and I figured it out as soon as I read it, and so did you. And we're not even in the tomb. She's like physically in there. She can see all the things.
And it was one of the first things that she noticed.
Yeah.
He hid one in the crown of her he loved so well to keep with her where she lay down inside the starry cell. Come on.
And Mort knows.
Come on.
And he's not saying shit. He's probably laughing in his head like, dude, it's right next to you. Just ask me the right question. Just ask me, hey, is this the first item? And I'll say yes. Just do it. Ask me. My
Ask
goodness.
the right question already, Celaena.
So we end on her wanting to see someone with the gift of sight. Do we know who that is?
The only person I could think of is Baba Yellowlegs, right?
So we're going to go see Baba next.
Oh, this seems like a terrible idea.
Let's go see Baba Yellowlegs,
Oh my
everybody.
gosh.
Are you ready to turn the page?
I am. Let's go.
Oh, Lordy, it's chapter 40.
Kentucky Fried Celaena.
Time to visit our favorite cryptid, Baba Yellowlegs. Celaena blends in with the carnival workers so she doesn't attract attention because nothing screams low profile like sneaking into a tent to talk to a witch who smokes out of a bone pipe with a bowl shaped like a mouth. Normal. Totally normal. The second Celaena steps in, Baba clocks her immediately. Says she can smell the Staghorn Mountains on her, which, ew. Then, of course, she immediately calls out her fake Lillian name as complete bullshit. Love that for her. Celaena flashes 3 coins saying she just wants to ask a few questions, but Baba is offended because Dorian apparently was giving her 4 coins. Damn, girl, get your market up.
Baba, ever the drama queen, brings up her interesting conversation with Dorian. Celaena calls BS, but Baba just shrugs, saying, lying would be bad for business. And honestly, I mean, she's not wrong. Celaena, meanwhile, is scoping out the wagon. Okay, 1 entrance, 1 exit, trapped. She offers 6 coins. This is hush money for Dorian's name and an answer to her questions. Baba, clearly enjoying this, tells her, please step inside the caravan. Absolutely not. Celaena tells her to answer outside. She knows Baba talked to Dorian outside too. But being Celaena, she decides to go in anyways. Why? To avoid being seen? This is a bad idea. We know this is a bad idea because Baba is looking at her like she just got the dinner special.
So, yeah, we were right. The caravan, creepy as fuck. Classic bigger on the inside than on the outside situation. Mirrors everywhere and just a concerning amount of bone decor. Celaena cautiously sits where Baba brags about her wagon like she's giving a Zillow tour. Apparently, her Looney Tunes ass witch hut is all thanks to some fancy stones she salvaged from the ruins of Crokin's capital city, plus wood from their sacred trees. Basically, she's out here rocking a haunted house made of stolen holy artifacts. That's a flex.
And then Celaena remembers a little bedtime story. Once upon a time in the Red Desert, a girl disappeared with the witches. The only thing left of her bones. Listen, I'm just saying, the bone pipe that Baba's smoking, that could be a souvenir. Celaena, take the hint.
Celaena finally lays out the riddle she's been obsessed with, and Baba just gives her a look like, that's it? That's what you're stuck on? Yeah, we feel the same way, dude. Then in true dramatic fashion, she reveals the answer. The 3 objects are word keys, and they open word gates. Celaena immediately demands to know what the word keys are, and Baba, who clearly knows how to do business, coaxes 5 more gold coins out of her. Then she drops a classic, you sure? You want to know warning, which honestly might be the realest thing she's said so far.
And then we get the big lore dump. All right. The word governs and forms everything. Every world, every life, every existence. Think of it like an interdimensional security system. The word is not just a bird.
See, I beg to differ. The bird is certainly the word.
Of course you think it is. Well, the word gates, they are portals between worlds, which explains the Ritterak because, when you mess with the gates, sometimes you get extra dimensional murder monsters.
Then Baba hits us with the prequel lore dump. Back before humans, the Valg rolled up, busted through the word gates, and conquered Wendelin from the Fae like it was a season premiere Game of Thrones. The Valg Kings took a piece of the word gate and split it into 3 keys, basically turning themselves into OP warlords with an infinite army. A small band of Fae managed to steal the key, and Queen Maeve herself sent the Valg packing. Then she gave the keys to Brandon to hide on Aurelia, because nothing could possibly go wrong with that plan.
And Celaena, bless her heart, is like, wait, so the riddle is just a map to where the keys are hidden? Yes, Celaena. Yes, that has been painfully obvious from the start. The real question is what the king plans to do with them. A spoiler alert, it's nothing good.
And just when Celaena is catching up, boom, it hits her. The king already has a word key. That's how he managed to conquer Aurelia 10 years ago. And if someone collects all 3, they wouldn't just be able to rule this world. They could rule all worlds. This is maybe like the Dread Trove in Akatar.
Oh, that sounds like it. Interesting. Interesting reference. Well, Celaena, suddenly realizing just how bad this could get, asks if there's anything else she needs to know. And then there's silence. The air shifts. The flickering candlelight in the caravan feels a little too still. And then she realizes Baba is gone, but she's not really gone.
Celaena whirls around. Her voice is coming from the mirrors, which I'm sorry is straight up Bloody Mary behavior, and we do not mess with that. Baba warns her that the dagger won't work. Celaena doesn't give a damn. She just wants to know who Baba told about Dorian. Give her a name, and she might let her live. Except Baba's not playing by her rules anymore. She shifts the game completely.
What happens when the hunter becomes the hunted?
And just like that, boom, chains come flying out of nowhere, knocking Celaena out cold. God damn it, I told her not to go in there. Now she's about to be served up Kentucky Fried Celaena with a side of red beans and mashed taters.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, okay, let's go back to the top after that one.
A lot to unpack here. We got a lot of lore and information. My tinfoil hat is completely on.
First things first. Celaena, come on. Why would you go in there? You know better. But we're glad you got some answers or got some lore for us. So,
which one of the items does the king have, do you think? Out of the 3 little riddles, which one do you think we can maybe cross off?
So, I know that up until this very exact moment that I have been bound and determined that the stone in the crown is one of them. What if the key that he found is one that was in the tomb? And it's not the stone at all.
You think it's a fake stone?
Not saying it's a fake stone. What if it's not the stone at all? What if it was, you know how Elena's, none of her gear is there?
Mm-hmm.
What if it's some part of her gear?
What is?
The word key. What if the word key is some part of that? I don't know. I just went off into like a...
That was like way out there.
Well, you said, where did the king get his? The king has to know about Elena's tomb.
Well, there's 2 others that he might have found, is what I'm saying, because he's been all over.
What if he has 2 of them?
He only has 1.
How do you know?
Because there's no way SJM's going to have him have 2, because then there's only one fucking place to go, and it's boring, and it's Celaena's tomb.
That's fair, but...
Like, it makes no sense for him to have 2.
Well, then why wouldn't he have the one that's right under his nose in the tomb?
Because then he would have Damaris too, wouldn't he? He'd have all that shit.
How does he not know about this place? Or did he just not care?
Didn't we mention that already? About him being a lackadaisical king? I mean, he knows about...
Does he know anything about his castle at all?
Completely lost on this one. All right, hold on.
Well, we know there's one in the tomb, or we assume there's one in the tomb. There's something about a volcano, and then the third one that nobody talks of, whatever. So, and it seems like the mountain one would be an adventure, so it's probably not that one.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably the unknown one. So wherever he got the unknown one from that no one speaks of.
See, and that's why I'm confused. I agree it's not the one with Celaena. However, I do question the king being a dumbass and not checking his entire castle, considering that this castle, I think, didn't it belong to one of them or something? Or some? No, they lived in Terrace. No, it did. It belonged to Gavin and Celaena. Yeah. Why wouldn't you check the catacomb? Like, wouldn't you no, you're telling me he didn't do a thorough check at his castle?
That's what I'm saying.
That's so weird.
It's gotta, now I'm questioning whether I know what it is at all.
But I don't think he has it, because then he would have the sword of Damaris. He would have all the other treasures down there.
Why? If he doesn't need it, if he's got his own sword. He doesn't need Damaris.
I mean, I think we're diving a little bit too deep into this.
So too.
It's just SJM, writing her thing. But again, it's still fun to call the king a dumbass, and that there's one under his nose for years and years and years, and he hasn't found it. So he could have two, technically.
He could have two, but that doesn't make for an adventure.
Now, I'm hoping the king has the third one, because I can't figure that one out. And I have a terrible feeling it's going to be something so easy, and everyone that knows about it is laughing at us, and they're like, it's right under your nose, dumbasses. And we're like, oh man, right? I have that bad feeling that the third one is probably also like, once you find out what it is, you're going to be like, oh man, I knew it.
So you're saying Bree is laughing at us right now?
Someone's laughing at us. Everyone's laughing at us. However, unless the king has it, then it doesn't matter. Now, I do agree that he doesn't have the second one, I'm hoping, because that does sound like more of an adventure to go visit some possibly volcanic mountain or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah. But thankfully, he doesn't have all three, because if you have all three, you can open up the word gate, and then he can travel in between the worlds.
Yeah, you can.
That's how you travel.
Through worlds.
Is he trying to conquer more worlds, or do you think he just wants this one and is going to bring a whole host of bullshit to this world?
All right, let's back out of the fantasy realm for a half second. Mm-hmm. Knowing what you know in history about people like him, and if they had the power to conquer other worlds besides Aurelia, Wendelin, and all that, what do you think they would do?
Yep, you're right.
1,000% greed.
What? Why? Why can't people just be happy?
They're what's the word I'm looking for? Like Dexter. We talked about it yesterday. They are sociopaths. Yes, sociopaths. They have no empathy, no feeling. Yeah. Yes,
just about power and control.
The king is a textbook sociopath. So yes, he would 100%, if he has all three, not just conquer this world, he will conquer all worlds if he can.
That's definitely not good. Let's make sure that doesn't happen. Let's talk about why Maeve decided to give Brannon all of them to hide on Aurelia.
Yeah.
On one continent. Here's 3 pieces. Hide them all on one continent?
Maybe the only thing I can think of is maybe she was just tired of dealing with all the Valg bullshit on her continent. She was like, here, share the load, fucker. Here you go, Brandon, share the load. Like, I'm tired. Your turn.
I mean, in my mind, it would have made sense to have
split them up.
Yeah. But what do I know? Maybe there's a reason for it.
Hey.
So then you brought up something that was very interesting. The cauldron from Akatar.
This is way out there. So I'm just trying to make connections. I'm just throwing out big theories, because eventually the Maas verse is going to connect. I'm just having fun with it, just saying, oh, it could be this, it could be that.
It could be
I'm
that
pretty
thing.
sure that, look at this thing, look at that thing. Good old Scarlett Johansson, Saturday Night Live. No, but it creates a portal. I mean, the cauldron has created a portal, so it sounds like a word gate. It might not be a word gate, but it sounds like, is all I'm saying. Like there's objects that can open portals. Maybe
it's a word object of some sort, or maybe there are word objects we just don't know the name of what those are actually called. All right.
Well, I don't know. I'm excited to see how all these series are going to connect and how they're going to travel back and forth.
And good Lord, we told frickin' Celaena not to go in there. You know not to go into the creepy caravan, lady. Dorian didn't go in there. Dorian knew better. Delulu Dorian knew not to go into the caravan.
That was the one time Delulu was smart. Wait, Smartlulu?
Smartlulu?
Dorian? I don't know how you do that. I don't know. But yeah, now she's about to be served up literally Kentucky Fried Celaena.
Hey, that's on her. I hope she gets out of this, though.
We're about to find out. Are you ready to turn the page?
I am. Let's go.
Let's have some fun with Chapter 41.
The Chains We Wear. Chaol and Dorian are out here watching the carnival pack up, and honestly, Chaol looks way too happy about it. His men are finally going to get back to doing important guard shit, like, keeping rogue assassins out of the castle. But his real priority is Celaena's genealogy, because obviously the only thing more dangerous than an assassin is an assassin with a secret noble bloodline. So what does Chaol do? He sneaks into the library like a true scholar/conspiracy theorist after the royal librarian goes to bed. And he finally tracks down a list of Terrason's noble houses. And shocker, none of them bear the name Sardothian.
He jotted down the names of every noble house and now carries a list around like some kind of holy relic, burning a hole in his pocket, literally and metaphorically. There's at least 6 possible surviving families, but if Celaena's family had been slaughtered, well, the number of unknowns just skyrocketed. This wasn't going to be as simple as flipping to the right page and seeing Celaena Sardothian, long-lost noble, printed in bold.
Come on, Chaol. Did you really think it was going to be that easy?
Then Dorian pulls him out of his thoughts, asking why the hell he dragged him out in the cold.
Chaol wants to know how she is doing, you know, in the totally casual, not at all, still in love with her kind of way. Dorian, because he's tired, tells her she's coping, and yeah, she hasn't mentioned you at all, and I don't think she's going to. And now Chaol has a new problem. He has to convince Dorian that Celaena is more dangerous than anyone realizes, but he knows that Dorian's just going to chalk it up to jealousy right away.
Chaol's already on edge, but then Dorian shifts gears. His father's been asking about him. Apparently, after council meetings, the guy's been prying a little too much into what Chaol's up to. Chaol confirms what Dorian already suspects. His father does want him back in Aniel, but instead of dwelling on that, he throws the question back. Does Dorian want him to go back as well? Dorian shrugs it off, says it's not his choice. Real non-committal, classic royal deflection.
But Chaol's not going anywhere. Not while she is here, and not just because of who she really is. But out loud, he just says he has zero interest in being Lord of Aniel, which, yeah, Dorian already knew that. Chaol has never wanted anything for himself, except his position as captain of the guard and Celaena.
And then Dorian just says it. No sugarcoating, no buildup. He knew at the Yule Miss Ball that Chaol had feelings for Celaena, and sure, he still asked her to dance, and that's because it was always her choice. And wow, okay, Chaol was not ready for that level of directness. Now he's defensive, trying to flip the script. Why doesn't Dorian try to get her out of her contract? Or is he afraid that if she's truly free, she'll never come back?
Ooh, Dorian does not appreciate that little jab. But he doesn't snap. He just kind of warns Chaol, be careful about what you say. Because yeah, it's not right to keep her here. But going to the king about it, that's a great way to have them both punished for even bringing it up. And then he hits him with this line. But you should still mind what you say and consider where your true loyalties lie.
Oh, snap. Once upon a time, Chaol would have argued immediately, would have sworn his loyalty without hesitation, but now he's standing in the wreckage of everything his blind obedience has destroyed, and for the first time, he's not so sure what his answer is.
Woo-wee.
Back to Celaena. God damn it, she's only been out for a couple of seconds, but that was more than enough time for Baba to get her wrist bound behind her back with the chain, and of course, all of her weapons were missing, somewhere else in the wagon. Even the hidden ones in her hair were gone. The witch was clever. Celaena just had to be more clever. So before Baba even knew she was awake, bam! She smashed the witch right in the nose, then followed up with a kick to the face before bolting.
And this is where we get another little fun reminder that Celaena's assassin training under Erebin was trauma disguised as a life lesson. The man had bound her from head to toe and made her learn how to get free. Well, compared to that, this was nothing. And then after getting free, she used a handkerchief, snagged a broken shard of the mirror, and gets to work.
Baba taunts her from everywhere at once like a goddamn horror movie villain. She brags about how many young women she's trapped in her wagon over the last 500 years. And yeah, Celaena has no plans on being next on the menu, but she needs a better weapon, a real weapon.
Celaena's eyes sweep the room, and then she sees it, an axe. Oh, thank the word. She lunges for it, grabs hold, and immediately starts obliterating every mirror in her path. If Baba is going to stalk her through reflections, then screw it. There won't be any reflections left. And then there she is, Baba Yellowlegs. And she charges. Baba whips the chain forward, misses first strike. The second strike explodes a mirror, and Celaena has to close her eyes to shield them. And that split second was too long. The chain wraps around her ankle, and her feet are yanked right out from under her. Celaena holds onto the axe for dear life, rolling across the shattered glass as Baba lunges. But the chain catches her arm, slicing through fabric and skin, and that's all it takes. The axe slips from her grip. And the next thing she knows, Baba is on top of her. Hold still, you foolish girl.
Reach. The axe is right there. Celaena dodges Baba's snapping teeth because that's a sentence no one should ever have to say. Then finally grabs the axe, and she buries it in the side of the old woman's face. Baba goes flying back, but she's not down. Oh no, she comes at Celaena again. But this time, Celaena's ready. She swings the axe hard, and Baba Yellowlegs loses her fucking head.
And just like that, it's over. But no one can ever know what happened here. She wanted to yell at Dorian to demand what the hell he had told Baba, but none of that mattered now. The body had to disappear. A missing Baba Yellowlegs was better than a decapitated one any day. And great, now she has more clothes she has to burn. Philippa, add it to the shopping list.
To the beginning, to the melodrama, to the brooding. Chapter after chapter after chapter. The same thing.
I think we can sum it up pretty quickly, though. Chaol wants to know how she's doing. Dorian says she's not asking about you. She's coping. He wants to warn her, but knows that Dorian's going to see it as jealousy, and he doesn't know how to approach it.
It's a dick measuring contest.
It is.
That's all they're doing. Like, you stay away from her. No, you stay away from her. No, you stay away from her. Like, shut up.
I mean, do you not think that Chaol's reasoning is just now because of him knowing her genealogy and her lineage being of the noble houses of Terrasen? Do you think he has justification now to warn him, even though it's going to come off wrong?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Because, I mean, he doesn't know her true intentions. She could have been hiding this whole time. Once he finds out that she belongs to a noble family in Terrasen, and be like, oh, well, she's going to assassinate your ass probably. So that's a fair warning, because, I mean, he didn't warn Nehemia and Celaena, so now he feels, oh, well, I got to at least warn Dorian about this possible threat.
But he didn't.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So maybe he's just going to keep a closer eye on Dorian. I don't know. I don't know how he's going to approach this, because it's going to look like jealousy.
Well, this is different. I mean, he doesn't have proof.
That's true. That's true. He does not have proof yet. So all he has is the list of names in his pocket right now. Okay.
He had proof of a threat to Nehemia because the king told him. There's no proof that Celaena is a Galathinian yet, or Galathinius. Saying, how do you say that, though?
I think it's Galathinian. Galathinius.
Do you do that to somebody's last name, though? Do you?
I don't know.
Like, am I a Stoirerin?
Storin?
Like a group of us?
Ooh, a Storin?
I would not want a group of Stoyers around. Trust me. You don't want that. Nobody wants that in their life.
I mean, there's 3 of you in the house most days, so.
But anyway.
All right. Was Dorian willing to ruin his friendship over Celaena? Oh, yeah. So the whole thing about the Yulmus ball. Dorian coming up and being like, hey, more melodrama. I know. I see you. I'm sorry.
It's painful.
It is.
I know that people love this stuff, and, it's just too many chapters. I know we need the melodrama. It helps move the story forward, but I feel like it's just too many chapters right now. Dorian and Chaol could be doing something a little bit more important.
Do something more with your life. Okay.
He's trying to find out if Celaena has a background, and Dorian is figuring out his powers, but at the same time, they're still brooding.
Yeah, that's true. All right, well, then let's talk more about her badass assassin moves defeating Baba.
There you go. Fucking head gone.
Head gone.
Deuces.
Thank goodness that Arabin did some weird tying her up stuff, because otherwise, how would she have escaped out of those at least that easily? And Baba was going to eat her. She was going to be lunch, dinner, whatever.
Is it weird? I'm sad she's dead.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird.
Well, I feel like we didn't have enough of her. I thought she was going to
give us more information.
Like maybe somehow Celaena was going to escape without killing her, and then she'd move on, and then she'd be important something later on, and then Celaena would eventually kill her. I didn't think she would die this quickly. I thought she was an interesting, cool character, but I'm sure there's going to be other cool witches.
Yeah, I didn't think she was going to die this quickly either.
I mean, I'm sure there's going to be some backlash from this anyway, so maybe we might see something from this. But either way, Baba was kind of creepy and
I mean, there's going to be a wagon just sitting here at the end of this, so somebody's going to be like, hey, what's going on with this wagon here, right?
Not just any wagon, but a wagon with a lot of square footage. I mean, you could do a lot of activities in that wagon. There's apparently a lot of space. Yeah, there's a lot of space. It's very deceptive.
It is. That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, sometimes when you're like searching for houses and you look at the picture, you're like when we saw this house that we're in, and we were like, oh, I'm not too sure about the kitchen. It's kind of small. Then you get in there, you're like, very deceptive. That's probably what happened.
That's absolutely correct.
Except for hers went from like literally a wagon to the size of a mansion with mirrors everywhere. But that's okay. That's magic, I guess.
Yeah, magic.
Like stags appearing.
Yeah, the magic that isn't supposed to exist anymore with the woman who has sight who isn't supposed to have sight anymore. Things are falling apart, it sounds like.
Yeah, that's getting a little out of hand right now. I'm excited for what's going on next.
Yeah, are you ready to turn the page?
Let's go. Cuckoo, Cachoo, it's chapter 42.
Look at the damn tomb. Mort, our favorite talking door knocker, is back with another zinger. The moment Celaena steps into the tomb, he hits her with,
Witch Slayer, are you? Another lovely title to add to your repertoire.
First of all, how the hell does he know that? Is he spying? Is there a spectral security system in this tomb that we don't know about? Oh no, he can smell it. Ew. Apparently Baba Yellowlegs left behind a nice lingering new scent. Old Spice, witch stank, for when you've recently murdered a centuries-old hag and want everyone to know about it.
On sale now for $4.99 at bookfor2.com.
Celaena, completely over it, asks Mort about the marks Baba left on her, and he gives her great news. You've been marked. Also, just a casual reminder that she killed the queen of a witch clan, which is Probably not good.
Nope.
Apparently, Baba was kind of a big deal. She destroyed the Croken family and then joined 2 of the Iron Teeth clans, the Blackbeaks and the Blue Bloods. Celaena, still trying to process all this, is like, wait, I thought witches were gone.
Mort, in classic cryptic fashion, explains that the Crokens have gone into hiding, but the Iron Teeth Alliance, yeah, they're still very much around. They mostly stick to their creepy little corner of the world, but killing Baba might have consequences. They could demand answers from the king, foreshadowing, which feels like a problem for future Celaena. For now, she still heads back to the tomb to study the riddle. Unfortunately, the riddle gives her no answers, except yes, it fucking does. Look at the tomb. I swear to God, I want to climb into this book and physically drag her over there.
Well,
sorry.
Yeah, I get it. Instead of dealing with this blatantly obvious answer, she heads back to her room, spiraling.
Jesus Christ.
Now the real question is, what does the king actually want to do with all 3 keys, and does he actually have one? She knows one place and one book that might have some answers. The catacombs in the library and season 6 of The Walking Dead. Wait, no, sorry. The book, The Walking Dead book. My bad.
She tries to take a nap, but her ADHD and curiosity tag team her ass, and suddenly she's strapping up like a full-on Assassin's Creed mission. We're talking full weapons montage, knives, daggers, swords, probably a backup dagger in her boot for dramatic effect, straight up blade preparing for a vampire hunt. Hey, face it, you're on a goddamn quest now. Accept it already.
Right. Well, Chaol goes to Celaena's room to look for her, which he knows is a bad idea. But hey, he's on a self-destructive streak lately, so why stop now? She's not there, but does that stop him? No, because apparently boundaries are just a suggestion in this castle. So he does what any reasonable person would do. He lets himself in anyway. Immediately, his eyes land on the mess of papers scattered across her desk. And in between the books and notes and general I've been spiraling chaos, something catches his attention. Symbols, strange markings on scraps of paper. And then it clicks. He's seen these before on Celaena's forehead.
Then he keeps rifling through her stuff because, boundaries and shit. And just as he's about to wrap up, he spots something else. A piece of paper carefully written in calligraphy signed by multiple people. Her will, signed 2 days before Nehemia's death, and everything she owned goes to him.
What? Everything, with the condition that he shares some of it with Philippa. And just as he's processing this bombshell, Celaena's voice cuts through the silence. I'm not going to change it. Scared the absolute shit out of him. His brain is still short-circuiting over her will, but now his thoughts are racing to her lineage, the song she sang, the secret she's keeping, and she just shrugs and says, it would be too much work to change it now.
He notices the shiny new sword because apparently she's got another one now, but he's too stunned to care. His brain is still buffering from the will. And then Celaena, never one to let a dramatic moment pass, wrecks him with,
at least now when the king sacks you for being so damn lousy at your job, you'll have something to fall back on.
In that classic, that 70s show fashion, burn!
So good. And that's when he realizes she did this for him, so that if something happens, he would never have to go back to his father. But there's a catch. If she dies a traitor, if she allies herself with the rebels, with Aelin, he gets nothing. And deep down, he knows that she has no intention of doing that. But she kicks him out of her rooms, and as he walks away, everything finally hits him. And for the first time, Chaol lets go and sobs.
And I think you did as well.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You definitely. I think I almost lost it here. I was close. I was able to suck it back in.
Yeah,
Are you sobbing now?
No, I'm
Wait,
not. I'm really not.
Is there a tear?
No.
Can I see a tear?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
No.
Well,
because of how they worded it, I changed how they worded it so that I didn't get to that point. Because he goes to an empty broom closet. Like he doesn't even make it to his room.
Well, he's just so sad.
I know. All right.
Speaking of emotions, let's go to the motion of anger and how angry I am that it's so obvious you are in the tomb. How is Mort just not roasting the shit out of her right now?
I don't get it. Like, does Mort not know? How would Mort not know? That doesn't even make sense.
Mort knows, but he plays a game that you got to ask the right question shit.
That's right. I forgot about that game.
He knows, because he could smell the witch on her, for God's sakes. That was funny.
That was pretty funny.
That was good.
that was a good one.
He's like, you stink. Like, you got witch
smelly.
stank. You got witch stank on you. Ugh.
Well, speaking of the witch stank, that doesn't bode well for her.
No.
I mean, I don't know how they're going to know that it was her that did it.
They're witches. they'll find out their information. How do you think Baba knows her information? They will get their info and they will find out and they will come after her. I guarantee it.
So you think we're going to see more of them? You think they're going to come for her?
I think the witches are going to come for her. That was definitely foreshadowing.
Okay, I like that.
I'm excited for some witches. I love it. And Evil then witches? Give me some.
So do you think it's going to be, what was it? The Black Beaks and the Blue Bloods?
Yeah, probably one of them, or might be the entire Iron Teeth Alliance that comes after her. That'd be shitty.
Whoa.
Like having like all the bad witches.
I guess it really depends on just how high up Baba was.
I'm pretty sure. 500 years, I'm pretty sure she was up there.
Yeah, that sounds like it.
Mort said she was like a queen, not a queen, but like a queen. Like whatever their clan's version of a queen is what she was. So yeah, she's gonna have some trouble.
Yeah, they're gonna come knocking.
Yeah. Speaking of knocking, Chaol didn't knock, and he just walked in her room and started rifling through her shit.
I mean, privacy, bro.
There's no privacy in this castle. We've learned that from book 1. There's zero privacy.
She is not just the assassin that's trying out to be a champion anymore. She is the king's champion. Like, step off, man. This isn't your room.
However, I love this scene because with her allowing the will to stay as it is, it still shows me that she still loves Chaol because she did this because of the amount of love she has for him. And she doesn't want him to ever have to go to his father. Whatever happens between them and their relationship between Celaena and Chaol, she doesn't want Chaol to be unhappy. Shit, now I'm about to start crying.
Oh, whoa. Don't.
Whoa.
Yeah. She still cares about him, even after everything.
But you can still see the harshness in her. The part that you said where, at least when the king sacks you, it's truth, but it's in a harsh way. It's like, you'll have something. But she's saying it in
I took it sarcastically. I took it like, haha, funny.
But also the way she kicks him out of her room. I mean, she says, you can leave now, basically. She's like, basically says, get the fuck out of my room afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty ruthless.
That's true. It is pretty ruthless.
So even though she cares for him, she's still hurting deeply.
And she does slam the door behind her. So,
But big, huge moment for Chaol because he finally lets go and cries. Because remember, we said in the earlier chapter when he was in the library that he was doing that task to keep himself busy so he wouldn't have to sit in his feels.
Yep.
But now, go ahead.
Now they've caught up to him and he can't avoid them any longer.
Well, I think having this moment with Celaena, finally reality hit him.
It was a lot. You've got all of these emotions that you can hold on to. It's like I talk about having my emotional jar and I can hold so many in there and all it takes is one extra thing and then it just all topples over. And it could be something small. This was big. This was huge.
Well, think about what they were both willing to give up for each other. He was willing to give up his life and run away with her when her debt was paid. And she is willing, if she were to die, to give him everything she owns.
Yep.
Like, you don't do that if you don't have that hardcore feelings for somebody.
Yeah, those are some seriously deep emotions.
Yeah, this was a tough one at the end.
Are you ready to turn the page?
All right, let's go. Golly gee, it's chapter 43.
Third door on the left.
Celaena stood in the gaming room staring at the piano, the instrument she used to love, the one she can't bring herself to touch now. She hasn't played in weeks. First, Chaol had filled her time, then Nehemia died, and now music feels like something from a different life, something she lost. She reaches out, brushing her fingertips against the key, but that's as far as she gets, because Nehemia should be here. She should be laughing about something, teasing Celaena for being dramatic, but she's gone. In the world, it just keeps moving forward, like it didn't shatter with her.
When Sam died, Celaena had tucked him into her heart, alongside all her other beloved dead. Names kept secret, almost forgotten. But Nehemia wouldn't fit in there. Celaena's heart was already too full, and she couldn't just seal Nehemia away. Not when her last words still hovered in the air, haunting her every step, every breath. Cue all of the tears. Hey, Scott too, though.
Well, enough of that sad shit. Time to go wandering down some super sketchy library staircases. She found The Walking Dead, the book, not the apocalyptic hellscape, almost immediately, just chilling on a lonely table between the stacks. Convenient, suspiciously convenient. It only took a few moments to find a spell to unlock the door, which she immediately memorized. Then, because she's not an idiot, she tested on a few random doors first because, just in case she accidentally summoned a demon instead.
Good on you. Staring down the stairwell, she's ready to descend to the iron door. She's got Damaris and 2 jeweled daggers. There's no need to be nervous. Those eyes in the dark? It's just a rat. It's no big deal. She faced down a Ritterak. It couldn't be worse than that, right?
Her life choices have been very questionable so far.
At best.
She moves forward, gut checking for any, hey, maybe don't do this feelings. Nothing, so onward we go. And then twice now, she swears the carved feral faces of the Fae shift when she passes them. Look, I'm not going to go ahead and call it this is foreshadowing or magic or both. Either way, it's some Lord of the Rings creepy statue energy and I don't like it.
You don't like it?
No.
You're the one who brought it up. I thought you'd love it. Well, without hesitation, she crosses the room, draws the word marks that she learned on the door, and speaks the spell. A faint, dull thud. Holy shit, it worked. It even worked on iron, which is supposedly the one element immune to magic.
So she yanks open the iron door and draws Damaris. At least she's not a total dumbass. She checks to make sure she won't get locked inside first. She steps inside. There's another small staircase, about 10 steps, leading down to yet another passageway. It looks ancient, dusty, neglected, but the weird part, dozens of iron doors lining both sides of the hall, and another one at the opposite end. Like, girl, this is literally how haunted movies start.
She moves forward, igniting torches along the way. There's no blood, no bones, no weapons. What the hell is this place? It's just dry and dusty. But something about the doors tells her not to open them. Some kind of instinct. And then her head throbs. The beginnings of a headache. Girl, headaches? That is never a good sign here.
She went to the full length of the hall, passing door after door, all the way to the rooms 98 and 99, and then she reached it. The unmarked door at the very end of the hall. Unlike the others, this one didn't feel like a warning. It felt like an invitation, which, honestly, worse. But of course, she obliges. It's lighter than the original iron door. Too light. And then she steps through. The questions keep stacking up. Were these dungeons? Were these Gavins? Did they date back to Brandon's time? And more importantly, why the hell was she the only one finding this?
Another hallway. This one veers right and is significantly shorter. 66 cells. Then another unmarked door. Third hallway. 33 cells. Fourth hallway. 22 cells. And now her head is pounding. Where the hell is she going?
It's a spiral. A labyrinth. Every door she passes, she unlocks another one going deeper, deeper, deeper. 11, 9, 6. Then she stops at the final door. And that little voice in the back of her head, the one that should have been screaming the whole time, finally decides to chime in. Do not open this door. But Celaena, yeah, she's reaching for the handle.
Her torch reveals a hallway in ruin. 3 doors are in this short hallway. The walls are caved in. The wooden beams are splintered. There are cobwebs everywhere. Death has been here, and not too long ago. I'm sorry, how long ago is not too long ago? At the end of the hallway, she sees a door hanging crookedly on a single splintered hinge. It had been smashed apart, folded in on itself from the inside.
Nope. I've seen Resident Evil. Inside the cell, bones everywhere. And because he has no self-preservation instinct, she steps inside to inspect. Holy shit, are those claw marks on the iron door? What the hell has been locked up down here? There are 4 claw gouges. Ritterak, maybe. And what kind of fingernails can tear through stone like that? Yeah, time to get the fuck out, but no, she's so close now. So like a curious little idiot, she presses on.
The walls on either side of the 8th door are damaged and claw-marked. Her head throbs violently. And beyond this portal is another spiral staircase, this time leading up. So far up, actually, she can't see the top. And boy, does it stink in here.
Well, guess she's climbing. The further up she goes, the worse the headache gets. And when she finally reaches the top, she lifts her torch and, oh shit, she's surrounded. Shimmering obsidian walls tower above her, stretching up, up, and up. So high she can't see the ceiling, if there is one. She's standing at the bottom of a tower.
Oh shit! Are those green veins running through the black walls? Is this the same material Cain was messing with when he summoned the Ritterak? Wait, is this what the king's ring is made out of? Is this what Borrington's ring is made out of? And then because, it's wise, she touches the stone. A shock surges through her. The pounding in her head gets so bad that she gags, almost vomits. The eye of Elena pulses with a blue light and then dies like the stone sucked the light straight out of it. Celaena staggers back, confused, and then boom. Hey, she knows that sound. She's in the clock tower.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, before we jump into that, let's head back to our feelings.
Okay, quick jump into the fields.
Yeah, just a quick jump. So she's still bummed out about Nehemia.
Of course,
which
we all
is to
are.
be expected. And she just decides she's going to go on her not quest, right?
Yeah, she's not questing.
Not questing.
She's not questing.
But she's doing basically what Chaol did, and she's trying to take her mind off shit.
Yep, and that's fair.
And speaking of the shit, so she does find the Walking Dead book. It just appears. So apparently it's one of those where if you need it, it appears.
I love it.
I like it. So definitely a magical book. So that does make sense why the king hasn't found it and destroyed it yet.
Yeah, it's not going to reveal itself to him. Hell no. All right, so then she learns how to unlock any and all doors, it sounds like. And thank goodness she tries it on a couple of doors first.
But she tries it on the iron door, and it does still work.
But it shouldn't, right?
But someone did say that there are things outside of magic. And if iron doors only stop magic, these word marks, remember, are outside of magic.
Oh, that's true.
So it makes sense why they work.
Okay, that makes sense.
But the cells, so 99 cells, 99 problems, but a Ritterak ain't one.
Oh, goodness.
Terrible.
So I'm not huge on math. I understand the Fibonacci sequence. I understand all of the 9s and 6s and 3s. And
is that what this is?
I assumed so.
Like it's kind of,
Is it not?
No, I mean, it looks like one. I have no idea. I'm not Mr. But we have what's called a Google.
Oh, yeah. No,
All right,
that's what I assumed.
Fibonacci sequence.
I assumed it was something like that.
It's a sequence in which each element is the sum of the two elements that precede it. So 1 and 2 make 3, 2 and 3 make 5, 3 and 5 make 8, 5 and 8 make 13.
Okay, so not quite. It's just a spiral. So what do we want to know about these cells? Are these where the king is keeping his experiments? Like, is that what these cells are for? They were iron doors, right? Each of them were numbered and they were iron doors. So we assume that they were trying to keep magic in?
That's my guess.
Maybe.
Because, I mean, she said they look like cells, so I would imagine they're keeping something in, some things, maybe.
Yes, let's talk about these green veins. I don't think anybody's seen these from outside the clock tower when you're standing right in front of it, right? They would have mentioned that. Nehemia and Celaena were both chilling there. Celaena's face has been pressed up against it when Cain, well, not that she would have noticed while Cain was beating her ass, but I don't know. What do you think about the green veins?
I think that's how the king gets his power. So this could be a word key, possibly. It might be too big to be a word key, but it sounds like it's drawing power from the clock tower and siphoning somewhere. Because if you think of the clock tower as a heart and its veins, the heart and the blood has to go somewhere. So the power has to funnel somewhere. So it's either going, my guess is either going to the cells for experimentation, or that's how the power is going to the king, which coincides with the green glow of the castle and the green glow of the fireplace.
What if they lock magical people inside the cells and then siphon their magic away? Or what if the people are still inside the cells?
I mean, that's one way to do it.
And they're siphoning their magic. Oh my
there you go.
God.
That could be the other way. Because, I mean, actually, you're right. Because veins go to the heart, not
to and from. They go to and from.
From his artery. She said, I mean, veins would go to. Okay. So it's either the clock tower's pushing out magic or it's siphoning magic. I think it's doing one of the two.
Okay. Ooh. Well, then when she touched it and the eye flashed, the stone pulled the power away from the eye. So it sucked the magic away, right? Is that what you gathered from that?
I don't think it sucked it fully away. I think it just
took whatever it flashed.
Clashed with it. Like you think of like Harry Potter and Voldemort when their wands clash.
As if the light itself had been sucked toward the stone and devoured. Okay. Well, I mean.
No, I think the eye's fine.
Okay. So it's not like dead. Okay. Good.
I think what she was trying to convey was how powerful this clock tower is.
Yeah. Like the eye is supposed to be protective and it's not able to protect her against how powerful that little touch was.
Yeah. It's either drawing power or it's giving power. Or it could be doing both. It could be drawing power from the magical creatures and giving it to the king. Like doing it that way too.
Yeah. Phew. All right.
Well, the only way we're going to find out is by turning the page. Are you ready?
I am. Let's go.
All right, buckle in, folks. This chapter's a long one. Here we go. Chapter 44.
Scene change 9. Keep up, people.
All right, let's play a game. How many damn scenes can we change in one chapter? Dorian was just about to grab some food and peace out of the library when he spotted Celaena. Sword? Check. Killer assassin updo. Locked and loaded? Check. So yeah, fuck lunch. This just got way more interesting. Would I follow her? Probably not. Would Dorian? Oh, yes. So naturally, he tails her all the way to the secret staircase leading down to the legendary catacombs beneath the castle. Because of course it would be Celaena who uncovers yet another castle secret. I swear at this point she could sneeze in the wrong direction and reveal a lost civilization.
He was smart and actually waited 10 minutes before following an assassin. That's a good life choice. The room is completely unremarkable. There's no glowing artifacts, no ancient treasures, nothing cool at all, except for, a second staircase. Because apparently we just keep going deeper. Dorian makes his way down and finds the iron door, marked with 2 symbols drawn in chalk. And the iron itself, the moment he gets close, it makes his stomach churn. Instinct kicks in and he calls for Celaena. Oh, no response. Well, shit. I guess Dorian's going in after her.
Scene change 1. Mark it down, folks. Celaena, rightfully freaked the fuck out, bolts down the clock tower. Her head is pounding, her thoughts racing back to the first part of the riddle. Obsidian the gods forbade, and stone they greatly feared. But the tower was too big to be a key, right? She stops. She's not alone. Moving carefully back through the corridor, following the markings she left, she suddenly realizes, shit, the torch makes her a glowing target. So in a move that is either brilliant or batshit, she puts it out.
Bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it works out.
Now she can't see shit, and her only strategy is vibes and vibes alone. The hair on the back of her neck rises. She readies Damaris and then scrape against the wall. Not her. Freddy Krueger, is that you?
Scene change 2. Try to keep up, people. It's hungry, and it's free. It's been locked away for so long, tossed aside when they got bored of playing with it. It doesn't remember its name or what it used to be. Now it only knows how to hunt. It had watched them use marks to open doors, studied them, learned. And when they left, it did the same. It could have run. It could have escaped. But something still mortal in it refused. So instead, it sealed itself in. Until now. Because she's here. She knows the marks. So maybe, just maybe, she knows what they did to it. It ducks into the shadows, waiting for her with its claws.
Scene change number 3. It's a long one. Celaena stops. Celaena touches the eye as it glows.
Scene change 4. And oh great, the eye of Elena? Yeah, it's as bright as hell now. Okay, so not dead, good. Basically turning her into a beacon. I thought this thing was supposed to be protective. She doesn't even get time to process that because, oh nasty, she sees it and her instincts kick in immediately. She doesn't think, she just slashes its chest. It's fight or flight. Nope, just fight. It lets out this unnatural, ear-splitting scream and then claws her across the face. Ow! This thing is creepy as fuck. Think Wendigo meets liquor from Resident Evil. Blech, truly unsettling. Anyways, Celaena bolts because, oh shit, the doors have been keeping this thing in. And yeah, she just unlocked all of them.
As she sprints up the next floor, the creature swipes at her, this time just ripping through cloth. Small victories. Then it lunges and she slashes Damaris across its abdomen, but not deep enough. And that's when its hood falls back. And nope. It's still kind of human, kind of being a very loose term. Celaena, because she has questions even in a crisis, demands,
"What are you?"
And that's when the creature just loses its shit. It starts tearing at itself, clawing into its own body. That's when she realizes this is the same thing she saw in the hallway earlier. Yeah, fuck this, she runs like hell.
Ooh, all right, scene change 5. And here comes Delulu Dorian just gibbity-bopping down the stairs, completely unaware of the absolute shitstorm he's about to walk into. Then crash! Dorian freezes.
Celaena?
And here she comes, bolting around the corner. Dorian, run! Dorian, being Dorian, draws his rapier. Cute!
She said, run, not pull out your letter opener, buddy.
She reaches him and together they try to slam the iron door shut, but this fucker bursts right through it. Uh-oh. And that's when Dorian finally gets a good look at what's chasing her. Okay, how are you going to explain this one away, Delulu?
They hit the stairs and Delulu Dorian, who has definitely not trained for this level of cardio, goes full Hulk in Endgame. I hate stairs! Celaena, being the true MVP, grabs his ass and yeets him up the steps like a sack of fancy royal potatoes. And aw, look at him. He's embarrassed that a girl saved him. Precious. She slams the door shut behind them. One more door to go. They can make it. But even if they do, what the hell are they supposed to do once they get back to the library?
Scene change 100.
You mean 6?
Yeah, but it feels like 100.
Agreed.
Okay. Well, to really humiliate Dorian, SJM gives us an instant replay of Celaena hurling him into the hallway like a sack of expired flour. Really, we need this in slow motion. That sounds hilarious. Well, the creature slams into the door, trying to force its way through, and Celaena throws all her weight against it, but it's not enough, and Dorian rushes in to help. They need time, just a few seconds to get away. She has one option. She could try locking it with word marks. Yeah, the creature knows how to open them, but at least it will buy them a little bit of time.
This thing was relentless, probably hangry. You know, like when you really want queso and the restaurant just stop serving it, you know, that kind of rage.
Hey,
just being honest. And yeah, it wanted a snack. Unfortunately, that snack was Celaena, some KFC, baby. The creature lunges, claws slicing into her, and Dorian, no choices left. He unleashes his magic and tries to seal the door shut. Celaena felt it. She knew, and just like that, this changes everything.
Oh my goodness. Scene change 7. The creature is gaining. Dorian has to do something. He knows he has to seal the door, and his magic chose the method? Okay, that's interesting. Does it know what you need? Before Dorian could finish, the creature pushes harder and Dorian flies backwards. Celaena doesn't have her sword near her, not that it mattered, because all she can think to herself is, what have I done?
Scene change 8, because of course there's more. They still can't get the damn door closed, and this thing's claws are still lodged in the Celaena's shoulder. Dorian, who, let's be real, has had enough, lunges forward to Maas and hacks off the creature's wrist with a clean, dismembering blow. The door finally slams shut, but it's not locked. They need something more than magic, and then she remembers The Walking Dead. She tells Dorian to run the library. The book will find him.
And just like that, the book does find him. They swap places. Now Dorian's the one holding the door while Celaena hunts for the right spell. Some kind of binding spell, a containment spell, something. She scribbles the word marks around the door with all the confidence of someone who's had about 3 days of self-taught magic training. Yeah, she's super prepared. I'm glad she's feeling really good about locking and unlocking a closet before taking on a literal demon creature. But anyways, she draws the final mark and, oh shit, okay. The symbols glow a faint blue. All right, so that's cool as hell. Maybe this actually worked.
Well, time to test out our homemade demon trap. She shoves Dorian behind her, and just as planned, boom, the creature slams through the door and immediately freezes in place. Its wild eyes dart around, head stuck halfway into the hallway. And Celaena, she goes full butcher mode. Chop, chop, head gone. Then, because she is extra like that, she smudges one of the marks. Then the rest of the body collapses, and she keeps going. 4 strikes. 5th strike. She straight up pries open the chest cavity, and whatever the hell she sees in there makes her even paler. Ugh. And on top of all that, she Pele-style kicks its severed head straight into a pile of body parts before resealing the door.
For a fleeting, miraculous second, Delulu Dorian vanishes. And in his place is a man with functioning brain cells. He blinks at the absolute magical chaos that they just witnessed. And with all the weight of someone who realizes water is wet, he finally says,
I don't think we can tell anyone about this.
And Celaena, she just hits him with, well, do you want to explain yourself first, or shall I?
Scene change 9. At this point, I'm expecting a commercial break.
Truth.
Dorian, desperate to change out of his monster-slaying couture, leads them back to his rooms through the servants' passages. Meanwhile, Celaena fills him in on the ancient dungeon she's found under the library and what she thinks happened to the creature. And holy shit, she doesn't even have to say it outright. Dorian gets it.
Finally.
The king created it. The clock tower, built by the king. The creature, it did have a human heart.
Oh.
Celaena and all of us, let's be honest, are betting that the king used at least one word key to create both the tower and the monster.
But she still keeps things to herself. The creature had been out of the library before, and it had never hurt anyone until now. It hadn't been entirely lost, at least then. Dorian reappears, rattling off questions about the marks, the beast, everything. And then when he asks where it came from, she lies again. She keeps getting lost in her own thoughts, but she won't tell Dorian what she's thinking. And when he asks about The Walking Dead, she dodges again. It's not magic, at least not his kind of magic.
Now it's his turn. Celaena asks him point blank how it's possible that he has magic when no one else does. Dorian starts to shake his head, but come on, they have dirt on each other now. He needs a friend to talk to just as much as she does. So finally he talks. He tells her about the first time it happened. And they end up back on that night, the night he stopped her from killing Chaol. And she actually thanks him because if she had killed Chaol that night, she never would have recovered from it.
Dorian tells her that no one else, not Chaol, not Roland, second vice president of the He-Man Woman Hater Club. Then we find out that Roland is actually headed to Morath with Borrington, interesting, for a few months to oversee the situation in Elway. That's not suspicious at all. So it has to be connected. The king, the magic, Dorian's power, the word marks, the creature, the clock tower, the veins. It's all tied together.
And then in true Dorian Chaos fashion, he pulls a book from a hiding place under his mattress. Celaena's already judging, and I know we're all thinking the same thing. Of course, this man stashes important historical documents under his bed like it's a damn diary. Turns out it's genealogy charts from Otterland's noble families. And surprise, surprise, there haven't been many magic users in the past few generations. Celaena knows more than she's saying. She could connect the dots for him, but she's still keeping lots of secrets. Then Dorian flips to a page and suddenly something clicks. Another part of the king's plan slips into place. But does she tell him? Nope.
Ugh, man. Secrets. Dorian closes the book with a, see, I don't know where I get this magic from. And Celaena, she reassures him, listen, 10 years ago, she watched the people she loved be executed for having magic. She's not going to turn him in, even if he is the son of the man who ordered those deaths. So what's next? What do they do now? Well, now they take it day by day. And they're going to keep a very close eye on that damn door.
All right. So back to the top. I would consider this a true bonding experience for Dorian and Celaena having to fight off whatever the hell this thing was.
Yeah, for sure. I want to talk about, though, why Celena's blood didn't react to the door the same way that Dorian's did when he finally made it down there. Like, is his magic different than her magic, or is she immune?
That's a good question.
Oh, did the Eye of Elena protect her from that nausea or whatever it is that he experienced?
Okay, that's one theory. Another tinfoil hat theory could be because his magic is manifesting right now. Maybe that's why he's affected by the door. Maybe because hers hasn't fully manifested like his has. She's not affected. That's one option. Or two, it could just be different magic.
I like that. Okay.
Or the Eye of Elena, like you said.
Yeah. Okay.
So 3 reasons, but it's a very good question. That's legit.
Okay. I like it. We got tinfoil hats about that one too.
So tinfoil hats, this creature.
Yeah.
So we definitely agree it was either human or fae. It was something human-ish at one point, right?
Yes, because it had a human heart.
It remembers kind of being human at one point, but now the instinct of being a predator takes over that part of it. Because I think when it started clawing at itself, when Elena said, "What are you?" And I think it for a half a second remembered it was human and hated what it was and clawed at itself, but then its predatory nature took back over and became a monster again. You see that a lot in like movie tropes. It's a normal movie trope.
That totally makes sense. Okay. That I was wondering what is happening there. I thought maybe it was trying to get something out of itself, but if it thought that the creature inside of itself was something that it could, remove. That makes sense. All right. Wow, that's crazy.
Okay. One more thing about this creature.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they're trying to do different types of experiments on people? Because you had Cain, who was getting swole and big and powerful. Celaena, they were controlling her and her mind. And then this thing, they're turning into a creature. Do you think they're trying like different types of experiments on different people and different things? Maybe they're trying something different on Roland, and that's why he has headaches?
That's what I would guess. It seems to be the people who have headaches are the ones who seem to be in danger.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I guess Roland shouldn't have been voting with Dorian.
I guess not. I guess he got kicked out of the club, huh? That's what it sounds like if he's getting headaches. Because we haven't heard anything about Borrington getting headaches.
Exactly, or the king.
Okay.
All right, so we agree to disagree that with Celaena that this could be a word key, but it might be too big.
Yeah.
I mentioned that last chapter that it could be a word key because something has to draw power for the king. I just thought it might be the clock tower. I have no idea. This is just speculation.
Yeah, I mean, we have no idea how big those pieces are for the word gate. I have no idea how big they are.
That we can agree that the rings and this is obsidian, and it's definitely in the passage because she mentions it as she's coming down the clock tower, like, oh, this is in the passage, and that's why it makes her think it could be a word key, and it still could be. It's very possible.
Yeah, it's possible. They could be this big. I mean, it could be 3 things this size. We don't know. I have no idea how large it is.
Yeah, well, then they finally kill the fucker, and she digs inside of it, and that's when you said that she finds like a human-looking heart.
Yeah.
So we agreed it's possibly human.
Human. It was human at one point, or had a human heart, or I mean, there's no telling what happened. It sounds like it was a terrible-looking creature that had gone through quite a bit.
Yes, and then the very last scene, scene 9, is a pretty cool scene because now they've had this giant bonding experience killing this monster. They have a little bit more bonding because, first time Celaena has actually seen him try to use his magic when he tried to seal the door.
Yep.
And then Celaena, this is the first time Dorian's seen her doing some, like, going through, like, secret catacombs and wondering what the hell she's doing. So she's trying to
drawing word marks and opening doors. And, I mean, that's essentially, for lack of a better way to say it, that's a type of magic. It's not the same. It's outside of magic, but essentially it's magic.
But she still doesn't fully trust him because she's not giving him everything yet. She's still holding back.
Yeah.
But he's a Haviliard, so I still wouldn't trust either.
Okay, that's fair if you think it's the Haviliard thing again.
No, it is.
It's fair.
I think so. She's gone through some shit.
Yeah.
With Nehemia. I mean, she thought she could trust Chaol. She doesn't trust Chaol. Trust issues, so I get it. But he was open to her finally about his magic.
Yes, that's true.
Which led her, when he brought out the book of lineage, she realized something about the king. But we don't know what it is yet, right?
Something about his plans, like something on the page clued her in on some part of his plans.
So it has something to do with one of the genealogy books, right?
Yes. Yeah, the book that he had out.
And he had his line, right? The Haviliard line, not the Galathinian line,
No,
right?
he had all of Otterland. So
all of Otterland.
Yeah,
okay.
all of Otterland's noble families. So any of the Otterland's noble families.
Ooh, okay.
So it could be about anyone there.
Has something to do with noble blood, probably. If it's
because Roland has noble blood.
Roland has noble blood.
Nehemia has
Probably
noble blood.
Yeah, but she's dead now. I want a tinfoil hat this one, but I have no ideas right now.
I don't either. I know that there's got to be something there, but I can't think of what it is.
I can't think of what she would see. Maybe something to do with Celaena. And, oh my God, I can't think. That's going to bug me. All right, well.
Hopefully we find out. Yeah, hopefully we find out in the next chapter.
I was going to say, the only way to find out is to keep reading, right? So you ready to turn the page?
I am. Let's go.
All right, we're finally here. Chapter 45.
The answer she won't see. So, despite talking about food, seeing a healer, and taking a bath, Celaena does exactly none of those things in that order. Instead, she marches straight to the dungeons, because of course she does. In the paperwork Dorian had shared with her, she had seen a familiar name listed. The Rompier family. A house with a strong magical bloodline. We fucking knew it!
Hey, it's Rompier.
Rompier in the house. Oh, wait. Nope. She's not in the house. Or the dungeons. Oh, shit.
Oh.
The only thing in her cell is Celaena's discarded cloak. Uh-oh.
Aw, no more Rompier? Well, the guards tell her that Borrington has taken Celaena to Morath to be his wife.
Ew.
And finally, Celaena starts connecting the dots. Celaena always talking about headaches and flapping wings. Roland also suffering from headaches. And oh yeah, he's also from a strong magical bloodline too. Did Roland choose to go to Morath or was he taken? And more importantly, what the hell is happening in Morath? Is it some kind of dark magical fortress? A human experimentation lab? A lair on the moon like we're in Austin Powers? Because whatever's brewing there, it's bad.
It's gotta be bad. Her mind flashes back to the creature from the library. It had a human heart. And just before she had decapitated it, she had seen something human in its eyes. What had the king done to him? What the hell is he making down in Morath? And she's still no closer to figuring out anything. But she does know one thing. She has to find out how many word keys the king has and where the others might be.
The next night, Celaena is back at the door to the library catacombs. No sounds from the other side. Door still holding. Phew. And seriously, how has no one else figured this shit out? The clock tower being directly above these dungeons? She hasn't slept in weeks. Her mind is stuck on the riddle, the quest. Because let's be real, she's on a hero's journey now, folks. But will the king just let her disappear for a month or years to solve it? Yeah, that's a hard no. So she's going to have to pull off some next level master manipulation.
She better freaking hurry. Because if there's too much unrest, the king is bound to unleash all of these creatures to crush it. And that's going to be bad. She swipes a finger through some of the dried blood at the base of the door. Ew, it's oily, but interesting. Also gross. And then we find out that Celaena keeps tiny slips of paper in her pocket, full of information to study in her spare moments, which is kind of actually genius if she weren't actively unraveling into madness. And she pulls one out. Time's rift. All right, well, this one seems important. She immediately uses it as an oil rag. Some help that note had been. Hadn't helped at all.
Nothing in the tomb had helped. Bullshit. None of it made sense. Yes, it does. What did the trees on the ceiling and the stars on the floor have to do with the riddle? What was supposed to make everything backwards? The only inscription was at Elena's feet, not Gavin's. Everything in the tomb was reversed, rearranged, the natural order flipped on its head. So what was supposed to be concealed? It was actually right in the open. But just like everything else in the castle, its meaning was warped as hell.
Okay, I'm going to scream at her now. Listen, I will apologize profusely to this fictional character if I am wrong, somehow. But right now, I want to smack her upside the head. Like, is she even listening to her own thoughts? Does she read the riddle and listen to her own thoughts? Well, there's only one person or one being who could possibly tell her. Mort!
Yeah, Mort!
Mort!
But, no more Rompier.
Oh, but no more Rompier.
I am super sad about that one.
I'm really hoping that this isn't the end of Rompier.
So we kind of called it last chapter. We said bloodlines.
Yes, bloodlines.
So Rompier has a magical bloodline, possibly.
We knew it.
And
she's a noble family anyways.
Yep. And you called Roland because just because he's related to Dorian. He's a Haviliard as well.
Yep.
So most likely.
But he had one of the rings. So did he get kicked out of the club?
I'm thinking he got kicked out of the club.
Poor guy.
I think he was going to be part of the club. And then he started voting with Dorian, and King was like, nah, give me that ring. You're part of the experiments now.
Wow. That's unfortunate for Roland, I guess.
Unless he still has a He-Man Woman Haters Club ring, and they're fucking with him, and that's part of the experiment. They're using
maybe
him
to see if the ring affects him because he's a Haviliard in the I mean, why not? Keep experimenting.
Well, my guess
Keep trying out new experiments.
My guess is if one of these people pop off with magic abilities, you're going to want one on your team. I would imagine if I was the king, like, so you might as well, you're not going to get Dorian, and he knows that. Dorian's not going to pop off on your team, but maybe Roland might be
or
slimy.
Caltaine
But then again,
might.
Roland was, I wonder if Roland actually really does like Dorian.
I don't know.
And he actually liked being friends with him. That I'm kind of curious about that. Roland, I think, could be a good guy.
I think maybe
It's
whatever
possible.
happened between him and Chaol and that, what's her name? Rosamund's other person?
Oh, Chaol's Rosamund.
Yeah, Chaol's
Yes.
Rosamund.
Really messed things up.
Yeah, I think that maybe really messed things up for him.
Oh, you think Roland's still a slime ball?
I don't know. No, I'm saying like maybe that was just like that was unfortunate thing that happened. Maybe it wasn't Roland's fault. Maybe it was her fault. I'm just saying.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
Oh, me too. I think he's going to be a slime
Yeah,
ball,
I think he is too. I think he's still part of the club. I'm not sure how that's all going to work out.
Yeah. All right. Well, Celaena isn't putting shit together still.
No,
She's kind of.
She's starting to, maybe. I'm thinking. I feel like she's kind of starting to.
You think?
Yes.
I mean, she's. But we already figured all that out last book, you and I did, with the upside down and everything was backwards. And she's just not. Did she figure that out in the first book?
I mean, she did notice that everything was that way.
She did figure it out. That's right. But she didn't think anything of it at that point.
And that meant nothing with the words.
The times ripped, or sorry, the way you say it in your little porn voice. Times ripped.
Oh, hey, that was good too.
You're welcome.
You did a good job.
Something to do with that. Something to do with the tomb. Now, my question is, like you said, if we're wrong, we will apologize to Celaena about the first item if it ends up not being the jewel. However,
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident it's the jewel. Then again, I've been confident a lot, especially with the Eye of Celaena fitting the walls. Pretty wrong on that
and
one.
SJM has just been like, shh.
I know,
Sit
right?
down.
So here's my thing.
Okay.
It's possible, tinfoil hat, big one.
Okay.
SJM made the riddle too easy, at least that part. And with everything not being the way it should be, maybe that's the riddle, is everything is not as it appears. So maybe it's not that easy again. But then again, maybe it is. This is just tinfoil hatting because it's SJM. We have to do it.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Neither do I.
I think it's simple, but I'm more than willing to apologize if I'm wrong.
Well, the only way we're going to find out
I know.
is to keep reading, because
I
guess what? Next week is our finale. So we will be finished with Crown of Midnight. We are going to know everything that happens, but we will probably have more questions because guess what? We still have 6 more books to go. So more wild theories coming up. And speaking of coming up, what's coming up next?
Next is He Said, She Said. And
Let's
I'm
go.
gonna win.
All right, folks, it's time for He Said, She Said, the game where we test each other's knowledge of this week's chapters by guessing who said what.
Or more accurately, it's the game where I win because Scott either overthinks it or totally blanks out.
Excuse me? I'm just giving you the illusion of superiority. It's called strategery.
Is that what we're calling it? Anyway, we've each picked 3 quotes, and the other person has to guess who said them. 30 seconds, no hints, no lifelines, maybe some multiple choice if he begs.
And apparently no mercy either. Let's get to it before Genevieve starts drafting her victory speech. Welcome back, everybody, to He Said, She Said. So this is our second to last one for Crown of Midnight. I have no idea who's winning, nor do I care. I'm just here for the fun. How about you?
Me too. I have no idea. I'm still trying to get this easy, medium, hard thing down. So hopefully this time I did better.
I feel like you're getting better. We have not yet had anyone apply to be your proofreader yet. So if anyone still wants to apply to proofread Genevieve's He Said, She Said entries for her easy, medium, hard, please apply at booked4twopodcast@gmail.com or on our socials.
Thanks, babe. I appreciate that.
All right. So ladies first, let's start with the easy one.
All
Go
right.
ahead, babe.
Easy one.
All right.
I apologize for my behavior lately. I haven't been myself. Did I mess up again?
Okay.
I apologize.
No, it's okay. No, I know who it,
Okay.
the reason why I would have put that in my medium one, just to kind of help you out here,
Okay.
is because even though I'm pretty sure that's Celaena,
Yes.
a lot of people feel that way right now. Dorian, Chaol. So it's possible. So that's why I put it medium, because it's possible it could be.
Is it the same one that you put?
No.
Oh,
No, I didn't
okay.
touch this one. No, but no, what I mean is like for an easy one, there should be like no question who it is. Like this one, like for a medium, for me, it's like, okay, it could be 2 or 3 people, and hard, it's like, good luck. That's the way I look at it.
Okay.
But I'm going to say Celaena to Dorian when they were in the library, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just to help you out a little bit. All right. Are you,
Okay.
so
Yes.
So here's my easy one, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the prince gave me 4 coins. So you see the difference there. Like, obvious, right? Like,
Okay. Yeah.
Like, you
all
know.
right. So clearly. Okay. One of these days, I'm really going to get this. I'm really going to try hard. So that is Baba to Celaena.
yes, that is correct. Good job. Okay.
I feel like all of mine are hard now. Now that
That's,
I'm looking
hey. It's a challenge. It's okay. Hey, at least I know you're not doing this on purpose. You're doing this just because, you just kind of read into it a little bit. It's okay.
I think I'm thinking of the situation all the way around it, and I'm like, oh, you're gonna remember this. Come on.
So what I'll do is I will help you out. So again, easy. It should be no question. One person for sure said this. Medium, 2 or 3 people. Hard should be yes. Good luck. Like it should be like them. And you're like, what?
My medium is like extra hard.
Oh God. Now I got to hear it. Go for it.
There
Go.
has to be something more here.
What?
I'm so sorry.
Oh, there has to be something more here, huh?
There has to be something more here.
Where? The catacombs? Mort's catacombs? The catacombs under the library?
See, you're getting there. Somebody said it to someone. So you at least know it's a conversation.
There has to be something.
There has to be something more here.
Celaena to Mort.
Yes. See. Okay, it was like
Okay.
you just have to use context clues.
Like, sure. All right.
Okay.
So you ready for my medium?
Yeah.
Is that what the king pays you to do? Learn sad songs. What? Are you okay over there?
Yes. I'm just learning how I'm supposed to be doing this. Still.
Almost. Second book's almost done.
I don't understand.
Almost 3 months into our podcast.
And like, I think I'm being all clever and I'm like, yeah. And then I'm like, wow, you're never going to get that.
You got this. Yay. I mean, proofreader.
Right.
We just need a proofreader, man. It's fine.
They're just going to send it back to me and go, try again.
right.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Would you like to continue your
Sure. Are
Sorry.
you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that what the king pays you to do? Learn sad songs with which you serenade your men?
Well, to serenade your men, so his men is going to be Chaol,
Yep.
and I know that that's Sensel talking to him in the library.
That is correct.
Yes.
That is when Chaol was trying to figure out what language.
Look at that. It's only a couple people that could.
Yeah, look at that. Only like 1 or 2 people that could, like, you already knew it was Chaol. See, I gave you at least who it was to. Oh, you killed me. I love you.
This one's not good. This one's not going to be good either.
This is why I love you. Well, it's hard. You're supposed to trip me up here. It's supposed to be very difficult to where I could like not get it almost.
Oh, okay. Well, once you know this, there's no unknowing it.
What?
Once you know this, there is no unknowing it.
That's your hard one?
Yeah. Was that an easy one?
That's kind of an easy one. Okay. All right. I think I figured you out now. Okay. From now on. Okay.
Just flip them. Just flip them.
Just flip. Whatever you put in your easy, whatever you put in your hard, just, as soon as you're done, don't even think about it. Just automatically flip it, and it should work itself out, I think. In theory. We're going to test this theory next week.
All right,
my
Mr.
God.
Smarty Pants, who is it then?
It's Baba Yellowlegs to Celaena. That's a very distinct question because she wants to know more about the word keys and shit. Oh my God.
It could have been Sensel to Chaol in the library about the songs.
I'm sure your extra one is extra, knowing you.
It is actually pretty extra. All right, what's your hard one?
So this is my hard one. You ready?
Yes.
This will work.
Oh, look at you.
See? Now that could be a plethora of people. See, that's how you do your hard plethora for hard people. Plethora. Think the word plethora.
This will work?
This will work.
Is it a question?
It's a question.
I'm going to go off the cuff here, and I'm going to say that it is Dorian to Celaena, and they're talking about sealing the doors. Is this going to work? That's what I'm going with.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
No.
Well, guess what? You are correct.
Yay!
It is Dorian to Celaena talking about the book. Is the book going to work?
Is the book
Yes.
going to work? Okay.
Okay. So give me your extra one. Let's see how extra this is.
I know where I am.
Okay. I know where I am.
Yeah, you're not going to get this one. This one was meant to fool you.
Yeah, that should be your hard one there. That's a hard one. That's okay. So say it again.
I can't even put this in as a hard one because of who it's said to.
Who it's said to.
Yes.
Can you say it again?
I know where I am.
I know where I am.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm going to say Chaol to Sensel in the library.
No.
Way off, I know. Well, who was it?
That's why I said you're not going to get it, because she didn't say it to anyone.
Wait, what?
That's what I said. It was terrible.
Wait. Did you pick
I
a
know
thought?
where
Was
I
it a
am.
thought?
No, she said it out loud.
Out loud.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But
Touche.
But to no one.
That's fine.
But to the
That-
void.
That counts.
I know where I am.
Because she said, as long as she says it out loud, that counts. Good one.
I
Good.
know where I am.
Okay, yeah, you got me with that one. All right, you ready for my extra one?
Yes.
I was expecting more doom and gloom. It's quite cozy.
Aw, I love that one. That is Celaena
Yeah.
to Dorian about his tower. I love that it's all
Yeah, see,
covered
that
in
one-
books and
That
cozy.
one would be an
and-
easy one. So, like, had we been tight, I wasn't even paying attention of who got what right this game.
Oh, me neither. I just am terrible.
All right, eventually, ladies and gentlemen, Genevieve will figure this game out. We will get this down for her. Probably by book 6, maybe.
I'm just going to start picking, I am an assassin. I wonder who said that one.
Oh, I just realized this. How crazy this game's going to be when we do the tandem read. 2 books to quote from.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, that's going to be crazy. I can't wait for that
Oh,
one.
I'm going to get you.
That's probably when you're going to finally get it right.
Probably. I'll finally get it.
Or like the very last episode, Kingdom of Ash. And I got it right. Oh, man.
Did it. Yes. Hooray.
Oh, this was a great episode. Are you ready to move on to Assassin's Whisper?
I am. Let's go talk to them.
Welcome, Seekers of Secrets, to Assassin's Whisper. I am Obsidian, sharp as a blade, clever as a riddle, and never where you expect me.
And I am Garnet, the shadow you sense but cannot see, and the voice that carries truths only the bold dare to hear.
Together, we are the Keepers of Whispers, guardians of the secrets of Aurelia, entrusted to pass them on to only the most cunning assassins.
This is your covert briefing, a recap of what has transpired in the world of Aurelia. Pay attention, assassin. The truth is a weapon, and we're here to make sure you wield it well.
Listen carefully, for every whisper could mean survival or demise.
Welcome back, my deadly darlings. The whispers have been waiting. Blood still stains the castle halls, some seen, some not. Nehemiah's death lingers like smoke, curling into the minds of those left behind. Celaena drowns in her own fury. Dorian hides behind careful words. And Chaol, he's a man unraveling. His lover is lost, his guilt a weight around his neck, and now his father lurks in the shadows, waiting. But he isn't the only one watching. Celaena has questions about the riddle, about the 3 lost objects, and for answers, she seeks out something far older, far hungrier.
Baba Yellowlegs, a witch with iron teeth, ancient knowledge, and an appetite for more than just power. She speaks of the word keys, of gates that should never be opened, of magic older than Otterland itself. But the moment she bares her teeth, ready to feast, Celaena bares her blade. A swift strike, a clean cut, and the old witch is no more. But what of the king? What of his plans? What of the things lurking beneath the castle?
Because something was waiting below, something locked away behind an iron door, in a labyrinth untouched by time. And when that door finally opens, when the dark steps forward, Celaena is ready, or so she thinks.
Teeth, claws, rage, it lunges, and she runs. Through winding halls, through twisting corridors, the hunter becomes the hunted, until at last the prince joins the chase. And when Dorian calls upon something deep, something dangerous, the world tilts on its axis. Because the prince has power, and now, Celaena knows it.
So many questions, so few answers. The word keys, the tower, the dungeons beneath their feet. The king's game moves forward, piece by piece, and still no one knows what he is truly after. But my darling, we are running out of time.
Tick, tick, tick. The clock tower looms, and the whispers, they are growing louder. Until next time, walk the shadows and trust only the whispers.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of Booked for Two.
Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review to help other book lovers find the show.
Follow us on socials at Booked for Two Podcast for behind-the-scenes content, updates, and sneak peeks. We'll also post next week's chapters every Sunday, so you can read along.
Join us for our live Q&A every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central on YouTube and TikTok. This week's question, which book character would be the absolute worst person to go on a road trip with?
And mark your calendars. Next week is the Crown of Midnight finale, followed by our review and tinfoil hat theories episode the week after. Plus, we've got a special Fourth Wing spoiler-free and spoiler episode dropping Monday, March 31st. because we finally joined the Empyrean.
And we also have stickers and bookmarks available, so grab yours at bookfor2.com.
Until next time, keep turning the page.